Alright guys, series part 3. Um, Now then, basically when I went up to the second sale, while I was waiting in line, I actually had thought about putting all of those items back because I ran into one item that was of particular interest to me, and I actually held it and decided to put it back down, and with hopes that it would still be there when I went back up. So basically, along with plates and everything else that I had to do over the week, I ended up running short of money, and so I didn't decide to do it. Now, over the weekend, I ended up selling something that really I didn't want to sell, but at the same time, it would have helped me out in a great deal. So I did sell my Generation 1 Hinderer XM18. I did get a good price for it, and the gentleman, I just received an email from him, is very, very happy with it, and he has no regrets whatsoever for the price that he paid for it. So with that, I'm going to pay off one huge bill, and with the other part, I did a little bit of shopping. I did go up to Spyderco to see whether or not if that one item was still available, and it was. And so I'm going to go ahead and take this off, let you guys feel a little bit more suspense. And I ended up getting the Paramilitary 2 with the S90V steel in carbon fiber. I held this thing and it felt phenomenal in the hands in comparison to the G10 with the S30V. The blade steel basically feels the same, you know, I mean the whole weight and everything feels a little bit the same, but I've been waiting years trying to get my hands on a military in the carbon fiber with the CPM S90V steel. And every time that I get an opportunity to, I'm either broke or somebody else grabs up the opportunity before I do. So me grabbing up one of these was definitely awesome. I got lucky because this one was a display model. So, or was their display model. It was their last one, and it was just fine by me. I didn't care. I was gonna walk out of there with this thing, considering they still had it. The detent on this is incredibly strong. I mean, it's got a great detent, and the fluid action of it is excellent. And the pivot that they've set this thing on is just superb. I mean, it definitely feels like it's on a pivot. So you know that it's almost like the Chris Reeve pivot system, where there's actually a pivot inside of the screw that's actually holding the blade in. I haven't taken it apart to check it. I just got home. It is really late, but there's another side. I ended up going up and playing poker for the night, and that was kind of a oops on my part. But anyways, I ended up with this. I got a really good deal on it. I ended up saving, since it was the display model, I got 10% off of you know, their cost. So their cost was $217 plus 10% discount. So it came to like $196. The other part is that one thing that's good about buying from Spyderco directly is every month they have a special where if you spend a certain price, they typically give away a free item. So their free item of this month ended up being, if you spend $100, you got a free persistence. Brand new in the box, so just so you guys know, there it is right there, persistence. And so I was happy to get that, because I don't have my, if you guys watch my other video where I gave away all my Spydercos basically for one huge, you know, I traded out for 2 knives, and one of those knives was a trade out for another one. I gave away my Tenacious, so it was really cool. I got the Tenacious, or the Persistence, cool little blade, so happy about that. That's one thing that's cool about Spyderco. You know, they put out a great value, and you know, even though I have so much negativity towards the fact that they're selling out of items at their second sale to just about anybody who will buy them, that's one thing that they do that's cool. Even though you're going to be paying a higher price out of the store for an item. So, I mean, you know, this is going for what, 189, I believe, through their retailers. Uh, you know, so 189, but they're selling it for 217 bucks. So their price is definitely a lot higher, even though I got this at 10% off. It's a very hard item to get, so I was happy to at least get one. That was the item that I actually put back so that I could get the other items, just because that's what I was there for originally. So I accidentally I actually got really lucky that I managed to get one. Very happy with it. This is definitely, if you guys can manage to get your hands on one, definitely try one out. Or if you can, get one. I mean, you're not going to be disappointed with it. I promise you, this thing is phenomenal. If you've ever held a paramilitary or a military, you'll know what it's like to have a paramilitary or a military in your hand, but this one's a lot different. It's got the carbon fiber feel to it. You know, not much difference than on a G10, but at the same time, you're getting the class of the carbon fiber. I really like the looks of it in comparison to the G10. It definitely has a different texture to it. It's really grippy, but it's also very smooth. It's got a good balance to it, nice weight, and the pivot bearing on these feels a lot different. I don't know why, but it feels a lot different than the paramilitary 2s that I had bought with the G10. I might be mistaken, I'm not positive, but it definitely feels a lot different in my hands. It could be that I just really wanted something with CPM S90V and carbon fiber. I don't know, maybe it's all in my head, but excellent value for the money. You know, Spyderco, pretty much for their value, they rock as a knife company. I really like that pivot bearing system. One thing that this thing definitely does is locks up super solid. It's the whole, throughout the entire fluidity. You know, there's no side to side play. That's one thing that I really like. That's one thing that I love about Chris Reeves knives, is there's no side to side play whatsoever throughout the entire movement of the blade. So, I mean, there's knives that are out there that won't do that, but there are knives that are out there that will do it. But that pivot system just makes it feels so much different. And you guys hear some grindiness to it. I mean, it is brand new, so you're gonna have some grindiness to it. I haven't actually taken it apart, put any oil in it or anything. I'm sure that it's got oil on it, but it's not really good oil like your Chris Reeve fluorinated oil or grease, so that always makes a big difference. But lightning fast, not a whole lot of blade play as far as looseness. You know, you see a bunch of guys that are sitting there doing this with their knives, and you'll see their knives going up and down, but it doesn't flail around very easily. But definitely lightning fast, very comfortable in the hand, and you have the 4-way positional pocket clip that definitely rides a lot higher than the normal paramilitaries. So bigger thumb hole. Love this knife. I mean, this thing is awesome. I don't know if I'll throw it into my EDC yet. I don't know what I'm gonna do, because I still have my current EDC that I absolutely love. And you know, this one, I guarantee you guys, is not, I'm not gonna go out and trade this or sell this tomorrow. This one's staying in my collection for at least a couple years, so if not added into my EDC permanently, because I do like it so much. But awesome knife. It does have the liners inside of there that are milled out somewhat. Let's see if I can get it here. Take the blade out. But you can see that they have milled out the liners right there and there. And then up top they got it milled out towards the back right there. And still same old compression lock. Very good lockup. Super solid. And doesn't hurt your thumb as much like the paramilitaries, the original paramilitaries, because even though, you know, they are still a flat bar, I think that they smoothed it out a little bit more than on the other paramilitary 2s, because it's not quite as sharp, if I remember correctly. It definitely doesn't feel as sharp. So awesome knife. If you guys can grab one, grab one. So that's basically it. Sorry about all the negativity in the first one. I still do love Spyderco, but at the same time, I think that they should at least put a limit to what you can purchase. You know, if you're gonna give somebody the opportunity to purchase knives, and you're gonna put them up for sale, I understand that, you know, it's first come first serve, but put a limit to it. You know, give them the opportunity to get 1 or 2 or maybe even 3 for a friend. But you got guys going in there that are purchasing 50, 60, 70, I don't even know how many. But when you got guys that are walking around with an entire basket full, and I can barely get 2 knives for waiting for 5 hours, you know, that's one thing that's to be said. So, you know, hopefully the negativity doesn't come across, you know, too bad on Spyderco, because I do believe that they're a great company. I've always loved what they've done, and their standards are, you know, above pretty much everybody else as far as quality. But there is something to be said about keeping certain customers or your customers satisfied, even though it is a second sale. You know, I mean, there are a lot of people out there that don't have an opportunity to even purchase a Spyderco, you know, unless, of course, if it's a $20 knife, you know, Persistence, that's technically made in Taiwan. You know, it's made in Taiwan. That's not an actual made here in the US type Spyderco. So some people don't have that opportunity, yet they might have the opportunity to go to a second sale and actually purchase one that's got a slight flaw to it, and they would be happier than all can get out to actually get one. And they wait in line for 7 or 8 hours because they don't know anything about it, and they get in there and they find out that all they can purchase is something that's made in China. So I don't know. Still, you know, sorry about the negativity, guys. Just, you know, I'm that type of a person. I say what's on my mind, and you know, maybe it's not always the right thing, but that's kind of the way I feel. And hopefully you guys don't take too much of the negativity towards Spyderco. But I do love them as a company. I think they're a phenomenal company, and I will continue to buy their product. So regardless of what happens at a second sale. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll give you one more look at that Paramilitary 2 with the carbon fiber. I mean, this stuff is awesome. Great texture. There's lockup. Absolutely, this thing's razor sharp too. So just so you guys know, Spyderco, that's one thing they always do right, have never failed at, is how sharp a knife comes out. So hope you guys enjoyed the videos. Once again, sorry about the negativity, but I always kind of speak what's on my mind. So you guys have a great weekend. Weekend's over, so have a great week, and thanks for watching. Have a good night.